Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Friday Night Footy with Ztank99. So, I do want to state something actually specifically. So, obviously, if you see the alternative title for this being episode 2 being Sendoffs and Sinbins. Now, this was made dead set about 2 p.m. But now, obviously, with some of the games that have happened and some of the things that have happened in them, it's now in a bit of a weird state. So, we are in this world. So, without further ado, let's get started. And first off, we'll go for the match that has just finished off as we delve into the Penrith Panthers taking on the Melbourne Storm. Now, admittedly, this game was actually fairly close in most of the middle part of play and into majority of the lead-up. It was not until 15 minutes into the game where we got the first try, and it was actually Tunuamapia for the Melbourne Storm. There were some penalties here and there, a bit of charging, whatever. And then obviously you'd start seeing, the typical Penrith attack start to shift. Obviously you had Brian Toll in the 23rd, Jerome Luai in the 27th, and Stephen Crichton in the 37th minute. So pretty much at halftime, the score was 20-6, and then Brian Toll got a try 10 minutes into the second half, and that pretty much sealed it out for the rest of the match. Not a lot happened in the second half, but it is kind of showing that the Storm are still a very good team, but it's just in terms of them trying to challenge for the top of the table, it's just not exactly looking too hot and great, unfortunately. But have no fear, they should still pretty much make the 8, so, anything like that, they still should be all right. Now we are going to start into some of the games where there has actually been a lot of controversy and why there is a tie. We'll actually start off, we'll go all the way back to the Thursday game, which started off the round, the Roosters and the Manly Seagulls, which actually kind of was the namesake of this whole thing. So we got to do a bit of cheeky ammo. We're just going to go bang. Oh, look at that. Seamless. So, we'll just go through the game and then we'll discuss, obviously, the big talking points. So, it was a very good start for the Roosters. Like, honest to God, this is probably, in terms of halves, the best halves of footy the Roosters have had. Hello, Heath. Good to see you this very late evening. But yeah, basically, of course, the Roosters had probably one of the best starts, Tupou getting 2 tries and Joey Marnie going over. It was, good things to see. And pretty much at halftime, it was, at halftime, it was 18-2. So holding Manly tryless was very important for the Roosters, and they did very well. And then in the second half, the game's wheels started to fall off. Roosters got a very important try in the 52nd minutes because, Manly needed all the momentum they needed, and Roosters being the first team to score in the second half is crucial. But then here we go. So, 58th minute, To'ofoa Sipley for Manly gets sin-binned. So, yep, fair enough. So the game starts to get a bit aggro. And then we go to the 62nd minute. I need to actually find it, if we can see and find a proper image of this, of Nathan Brown. If we can find it, if there's actually like a picture of the hit, because God knows I'm not playing that. Okay, here it is. We are going to just share this stream, so I'm just going to check, see if it looks good. This is what happened. So he led with the shoulder and basically hit this Manly player. So this was given a send-off, which, and fairly, send-offs haven't really happened that much this year. I believe in terms of NRL itself, I think the last time a send-off happened would have been, I think it was Daniel Saifidi round 2 against the Tigers, unless one has happened in between that time. And it kind of rocked a lot of people because obviously if we're going to be talking back in terms of last week with Valentine Holmes, obviously Valentine Holmes got Sinbin for his shot, which is in a similar way, maybe in terms of the aggression, probably not as bad, but he got Sinbin and he's suspended up until the first week of the finals. So there's kind of like trying to figuring out, is this in response to that hit from Valentine Holmes? They've got to make it like consistent across the board. But also has been the fact, obviously, there's been the recent news of Wally Lewis announcing that he is suffering from CTE, which obviously is a very crucial, it's a very dangerous thing in terms of competitive sports. Like Dr. Chris Nowitzki, who is the guy who's like one of the main leaders in discussion with CTE, used to wrestle in WWE back in the early 2000s, and wrestling, especially in that late to mid, like early 2000s, had a real problem with CTE. And because of the research that came out of it, they stopped doing stuff, like chair shots straight to the head. They got rid of it. So obviously he would know what he would be talking about. So this could be a thing, obviously, to protect the players, which I can understand, but it's like when we go into another game is where it starts to get a bit concise of what is the definition of a send-off in a sin bin. But obviously, as we go back, Roosters immediately make the send-off to their beneficiary as Josh Schuster goes over for a try. But Joseph Suwali crucially gets a try, as I believe, it was still 12 on 12 because of To'ofa'a Sipley Sinbin. So, but then as soon as it became 13 on 12, Manly were able to get 2 tries, Brad Parker and Tolotau Kula, but unfortunately it was too little too late, and the Sydney Roosters go on to win the match, which is good because I know it's not really looking likely that the Roosters could make the 8, but this is a game they needed to win to really try to cling on, so they are still very much in the race, but still one of the outliers of potentially making it, though. And now we go to this match, the Gold Coast Titans and the New Zealand Warriors, where what we knew about sin bins and send-offs got dumped on its head. So, first 20 minutes were packed and hectic. And then there was a shot by, I believe it was Chris Randall, on I think it was Nicole Clockstead, where it was shoulder onto the chin. That was just put on report and it was a penalty. But then a sort of similar shot done by Marata Niukore from the Gold Coast Titans results in a send-off. And then, in a bit of a kerfuffle in terms of the play of the ball and stuff, Fafita pushes. Who was it? I got to fact check. Who was the player? No, I apologize. It was Mawika Fodawaker who got sent off. Marata Niukore actually, so he got shoved with Niukore, and then Niukore comes in, lightly touches Fafita, and then gets sin bin. So it was 12 on 12. Everyone's blowing up. Both sides think they were robbed, and it just absolutely kicked off from there. But we started getting some tries. David Fafita first went over in the 21st, but then Sean Johnson showing why he is a contender for the Dally M, getting 2 tries in the 26th and 34th minutes. So at about half-time, it was 6-12 in favour of the Warriors. Now, obviously, with their player back of Niukore, so it's 13 on 12. But they can't put away the times. They do get a try, Jackson Ford in the 42nd minute, but Stimson and Campbell make it 18 all with 15 to go. But it wasn't until right near the end where Tohu Harris and Dylan Wateen-Zalesniak go over in the last 10 minutes for the Warriors to get the win. Now, I'm going to say something a bit interesting here. I like the Warriors. I like their team. That all of their players are very much likable. However, their fans are starting their fans have always been very loud when it comes to like their team and like, you know, when decisions in fair play have gone against them in some matches, they have been very much calling it out. But there's so many Warriors fans online who were going on about saying how that it was Warriors versus the refs when they literally were playing against an opposition of 12 men for 64 minutes. And it's like, yes, you got a Sinbin that shouldn't have happened, but you played against a team that like pretty much the season's now already over. You played against a team who had 12 men and you only just about put away with them. It was not the best of performances for the Warriors, but they still won, so they can keep it on going. But it's like they could definitely start being cracks into the lead up to the finals, which is something for Warriors fans that don't want to see. But obviously, you know, like they're blocking their ears going, la, 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 I can't hear you. So who knows? Who knows what will happen? So now we move on to kind of sort of I was going to say rest of round predictions, but I'm going to change that actually whilst we are here to the live ladder, because that's what we're going to be looking into, the live ladder. So with the results, the Warriors will still stay in third place now on 32 points. And because the Storm lose, they now have a 2-point gap, regardless of if Canberra win or not. As we go down the ladder, as we see, Manly are still stuck in 10th, which is giving Newcastle a big opportunity to not be bunched up with Manly of the game on Saturday. The Roosters are now up into 12th, only 2 points away from the top 8. The Titans have now gone down to 13th. The Dolphins have gone down to 14th. Just trying to think of who else was there. That's about it, yeah. So pretty much it's starting to be making moves, but obviously we've got plenty of other games. So you've got the Cowboys who have to play Brisbane. Sharks have got to play South. Canberra play the Tigers. Knights play the Dolphins, and Parramatta play St. George. So there is potentially, just trying to think here, if Para win and the and either one of these teams loses, they'll jump up, but the Knights will jump up higher if any of these teams do end up losing. So again, it's going to become, oh my God, I didn't even look at that. Oh my God. Well, whoops. Oh, hang on. How do I? Yeah, so basically, there's still a lot of places that could potentially be moved up and stuff like that. I just need to actually add where is it? I need this. There we are. So pretty much, yeah, there's still a lot of chances for, you know, the teams and the games to move up. So it's just whatever they want to do, really. But yeah, so that's pretty much kind of like a short, abridged sort of thing for this round, because there's a lot of stuff that did happen. But we now go on to game time ball knowledge. So what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be doing some quizzes. Obviously, we did the Sporkle quiz last week, trying to name every premiership winner and what year that correlated with. What we're going to be doing now is if we go down here, which we will just remove that. I need to see myself in there. Look, hello, down at the bottom. We are going to be doing some quizzes on zero tackle. Now, there is a bunch of quizzes we could do, and it's hard because we don't really know what we wanted or what we could potentially, do. Okay, now cancel. I don't know why there was a second one there, but one that's potential is definitely doing random Knights players. That definitely could be a shout. But what else is there we could probably pluff at? Can you name the NRL player, NRL record holders, Clive Churchill medal winners? Remember these NRL players from the mid-2000s? I think we'll do a couple of the, can you remember these players? We'll start off with the 2000s random Knights players. Now, I do need to state for the record, I really kind of started paying attention to rugby league in like 2006. So this is like right at the beginning of my understanding. So I might not know some of these players. So name this player. Okay. It's not Steve Simpson. I'm fairly certain it's going to be either Sean. I'm actually want to check it's actually showing. Oh, God. We need to probably edit this. Add item, add camera slot. There we are. We're going to plop me up here just for the time being so he can actually see on who it is. Obviously, I cannot. Oh. There we are. So obviously, I cannot look at the chat for in terms of cheating. So, okay, I think it's Sean Rudder. Okay. Next one. Ooh. Okay. Right. That's your Warriors logo. I don't think it's Tony Butterfield. I don't think it's Holbrook. So I think it's either Troy Fletcher or Glenn Grief. Might go Troy Fletcher for that one. This one, that's not Robbie O. Davis, Justin Ryder, Ben Donaldson, and Julian Bailey. This is sort of tricky. I'm going to say it is Ben Donaldson. Next one. Okay, so a little bit older. It's not Steve Simpson. It's not Ben Kennedy. So it's either Josh Perry or Paul Marquette. I'm going to say that is Paul Marquette. This one. Oh, God. It's not Matt. Oh, it's not Matt Gidley. I don't know if it's Andy Curtis, Jared O'Doherty or Neil Sweet. I think it's. I think it might be Jared O'Doherty, actually. That's out against the Storm. Player. That's not Tamatatahu. That's not. It's not Billy Peden. Is that Daniel Abrams? I think it might actually be Daniel Abrams. This player. Oh, God. Injury price. I think it's Craig Hall. That one. I think so in terms of some of the guys. Oh, God. I don't know. Luke Quigley, I guess. Oh, I think in terms of like random Knights players, this is like probably the one everyone knows. That is, of course, George Carmont. Oh, God, he's young. Kevin Henderson. There's a lot of like random base white names. Oh, is that Mueller? Might be. Oh, I think it might be Craig Smith, that. Is that Milton Friday? I think it might be Milton Friday, actually. I think I remember him. That is not Kurt Gidley. I thought it was Kurt Gidley straight up for a second, but apparently it is not. So it could be. We'll go Steve Witt. Who is that? Brian Carney. Could be Brian Carney. I think it probably is. That is not Brian Carney. I think it's Blake Mueller. It's definitely not Mullen. Oh, this is bloody Cade Snowden. I think it's Terrence CC, if I remember correctly. That's Cooper Werner. I remember him. Is that Mark Tafua? Okay, now we're saying, oh, here we go. Ignore and see my results. Okay. Oh, God, that's why. Okay. So there we go. It was Sean Rudder. No, it's Matt Parsons. Glenn Griff. Oh, God. Oh, no. We got Paul Marquette right. So Daniel Abrams. Oh, no. It's not Ted Larry. Luke Quigley we got. That's George Carmont. Oh, God. Cooper. That is Craig Smith. Milton Thaiday. It was Trent. That's right. Luke DeVico. God. Kate Snowden. It's not Terence. That's Cooper Vuna. That is Mark Tefil. We got 9 out of 20. Good grief. That is not good. Not good at all. Okay, what's another quiz oh God, no, I want to do, what's another quiz we can do? Oh, no, I want to do quizzes. So, okay, so as of 2021, NRL record holders. We'll do this one. 10 questions. Who has kicked the most goals in a single season in first grade rugby league history? Ruben Garrick, 2021. Hazem Al-Masri, 2004 and 2003. Brett Hodgson, 2005. Okay. I don't think it's Hodgson. I'm fairly certain Garrick got close to it. It's either he got close to it or he broke it. I'm going to say it was Garrick. Second question. Which club has the biggest winning margin in first grade history? That is the St. George Dragons over the Bulldogs. It's like 91-6. Which team has the longest winning streak in the NRL era? Oh, it was Melbourne, wasn't it? It's a hard one. Which player has the most record for the most amount of rugby league tries in a single season? I'm barely saying actually it was Alex Johnson. But which game holds the record most amount of points scored in a single game? That's Knights Raiders. It was 70-32, so it was 102 points combined. Who was the last team to go undefeated in a season? Okay. Ooh. I'm going to say St. George because they dominate for like a decade. Which player has played the most amount of NRL games? That would be Cameron Smith. Which player has scored the most tries of their career from the 4 listed? Menzies, Brett Stewart, Brett Morris, Hazem Al-Masri. Brett Stewart was a fullback, wasn't he, for Manly? Surely it's him. Who has scored the most points in first grade history? That is... It's not Jared. It's Cameron Smith. Which of the following coaches has coached the most amount of games? It would be Bellamy. 6 out of 10. Okay, let's see what we got wrong. It was Tim Sheens. Really? Okay, Storm. It was Menzies who got more tries. Cameron Smith. St. George. It was David Brown. I think he got close. It was Hazem Al-Masri 2004. All right. You know, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, I'll just... Oh. My cat opened the door. And now... And she decided, I don't want to be in here, so she left. Can you remember the NRL play from the mid-2000s? We'll do this, and then we're on the road. So... Who is this? Kemba. It's not Matt Rogers. I don't think it's Matt Rogers. Adam Moore. I think it's Clinton. Sure. Go for him. That is Chris Sandow. Oh, God. Is it? No, it's Nathan Merrin. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's Nathan Merrin. Knights player. It's not Parsons. It could be Parsons, to be fair. I think it is Matt Parsons. Okay, who are you? It's Matt Geyer. Is it Marcus Bai? Maybe I'm not too familiar. Okay, Roosters player. Chris Flannelly. We'll go. Most of these I've got to kind of just go off a vibe. Oh, God. Sikamanu, Brent Kite, Sean McKendry. We'll go big Sean McKendry. Oh, Matt Utai. Luke, well, I think it's Luke Patton, actually. It's not Jamie Lyon. It's not Brett Kamali. It's either Luke Bird or Matt Orford. I think it might be a cheeky Matt Orford. Okay, now it's another Roosters player. Quentin. We'll go for Quentin. No, it's a Dogs player. Marco Mealy. Sure, I don't. Oh, that's quick. I want to see how bad I did. Oh, freaking heck. Dude. 4 out of 10. Oh, God, we did horrible. It's Adam Perry. It was Vince Mellors. We got Matt Orford right. Got Luke Patton right. Brent Kite. Ned Kadich. There was Marcus Bye. Glenn Grief. It was fucking Sanjar. Oh, fucking God. I was trying to think, was it him? But no, we did get Clinton right. Okay. Now, I was a little bit short. Go for one more. Just do another, like a cheeky one more quiz for the road. So this is as of 2020. When was every club's last wooden spoon? So as of 2020. So Brisbane's was 2020. Canberra Raiders. Okay. It's not 1989 because they won it. 2005 was the Knights. Is it 82 or 2000? We'll go 82 because 82 was the first year. We'll just have it 7 in the dark. Bulldogs, 2000 and... hang on, it would have been... Was it 2002? Because they had this points taken off them, wasn't it? It was 2002, wasn't it? Cronulla Sharks, 2014. Were they in the final? Were they in the finals against the Cowboys, and that was the controversial one, 2010. I think it's gonna be 69. I think we'll say 1969. Gold Coast Titans. It was 2018, wasn't it? Yeah, it wasn't far ago. Manly. It wasn't 2005. 1996 they won it, so it's either 2000 or they've never won one. We'll go 2000. No, Storm would have been 2010 because by the ruling of the law, Newcastle Knights is 2017. Essentially, they've listed the ones where they have won. Cowboys wooden spoon. God, this is 95, 96, 97, 2000. I will take a stab and say it was like 95. Parramatta again was like times were 2019, weren't they? And it was 2018 was the Eels. Penrith Panthers. God, okay. I wonder if how many of the fans now are around in this era. 2010 it's the Storm. Go 2009 for Penrith. South Sydney. 2006 they were dog shit if I remember. St. George Dragons / Illawarra. I think they've have won one. I think it's a 1990. Roosters. 2008? No, they weren't. They're 2011 for the Roosters. The Wars. 2011 they made the grand final. I don't think the Warriors have won a wooden spoon. West Balmain. 97. Ignore my results. How did we go? 7 out of 16. Whoops. Okay, let's have a look. It was 94 for Wests. Warriors have never won one. It was 2009 for the Roosters. 89 for St. George Illawarra. 2006 for Souths. 2007 for Penrith. 2018 for Para. 2000 for the Cows. 2017 for the Knights. 2010 for Melbourne. Manly in 2000. Titans were 2019. I had a feeling that was the case. Sharks got the spoon in 2014. Oh my god, yeah, the Dogs. Completely forgot about that. Yeah, the Dogs did get the spoon 2 years ago. Canberra was 1982. Brisbane were 2020. You know what? I think we did like sort of okay. But I just got no brain knowledge. Well, brain knowledge, ball knowledge or whatever. So anyways, that is going to be the end of this sort of Friday Night Football Ztank99. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.